So I'm Amy and this is Sefton. He is 17 weeks today. He was born on the 21st of June and I had no idea how big he was going to be when he was born, so he was born just sort of 10 pounds. We had a relatively, I would have loved to have a natural birth. That was my plan, as always, but unfortunately I was in labour for quite a long time, and although he was absolutely fine, he was quite very chilled, very low, normal heartbeat, I just wasn't dilating past even into an active labour, so I ended up having an emergency C-section, of which he was delivered both absolutely fine, had slight hemorrhage, but again, all absolutely fine. And I spent 2 nights in hospital, mainly because Sefton struggled to latch on. And I was told by the health team that he had tongue tie, but a very slight posterior tongue tie. And I'd known a little bit beforehand about what this was, and based on the fact that, you know, as long as they fed okay, it shouldn't be a problem. And he was feeding fine, it's just his latch wasn't great every time. So it was kind of a bit hit and miss. And I managed, with some help with the midwives at the hospital at Princess Anne, I managed to get him into the sort of like the rugby hold, and he seemed to really feed brilliantly afterwards. However, as time went on, and he kind of grew quite quickly, his draw increased more, but his kind of latch decreased, and we were really struggling in the night with him, and we'd kind of been given mixed advice by different midwives and the health team on you should get it cut and sorted, and then other midwives were kind of like, no, just leave it, he's feeding fine, he's able to get milk from you, so, you know, crack on, it's not so bad. So we did, and I felt as a mum, I thought, oh no, I don't want to do something unnecessarily, I'd just leave him as he is. If he's feeding fine, that's great. But like I said, it would get to the point where he was so windy that he would bring up most of his feed. His cluster feeding would be from about 4:30 to about 10:30. I couldn't do anything. I pretty much couldn't stand up. He was glued to me. The point where it was like the 5th day in a row, and I was like, oh, I just need to eat my dinner, I need to go to bed. Through my health visitor, I had the conversation, and she kind of recommended, you know, why don't you get his tongue tie done? And I was like, oh, but he's doing okay. And she said, but he's not doing amazingly, and it just might help him. And we got it done, and actually the difference in him as a baby, and probably myself as a mum, I became a lot more relaxed. We had less clicking, less windy, he was far more content after feeds, and actually the difference in that tongue tie cut was something that I hadn't expected, if I was being honest. Yes, he had to learn to kind of refeed, learn to latch again, but afterwards it was great, and I've always wanted to breastfeed as long as I could, knowing that he was a large baby, and my mum's experience of my brother, who again was a large baby, she felt the need to introduce formula and food at quite a young age, which has potentially had health. He struggles with a lot of things that are now advertised. If you introduce solids too early, it can have an effect on their guts, etc. So I've continued to breastfeed him, exclusively breastfeed him, and I don't think I would have been able to if I hadn't had the tongue tied, because I was really struggling in terms of just getting him to be satisfied, or it felt like he was being satisfied. I really appreciate the team that helped me with the tongue tie. Jane was really lovely to us both. I kind of went into the session quite upset and kind of thought, oh, I've been letting him down, I haven't done it sooner, and she was very reassuring. And I think if someone said to me, you know, have you got it done earlier? I probably said yes, I would have done, but based on my experience, I learned a lot about my baby and about myself those first 5 weeks, and afterwards as well. And the power of breastfeeding and that bond with your baby is, it's one in a million.